Now tune in to Straight Talk Live with Greg Fann, where you are invited to have open discussions of topics ranging from social, political, economics, religious, or just open dialogue. So now, let's get to talking with Greg Fann.
Well, welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shannon E. Jones. Oh, Shannon, that is. Hey, listen. We like to be guests on the program. As always, you can email us. You can email us at straighttalk1362@gmail.com, or you can call us at 404-308-0795 and schedule to be a guest on the program. We love to have you. We love to have you. We deal with topics of interest from social, political, religious, any topic you want to talk about, we will talk about it. We may agree and we may disagree, but it's all right to agree to disagree. Well, but we won't be disagreeable. How about that? We want to wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving, and that you have a safe one. And if you're traveling, be safe. Wear your mask. Do what CDC you should do. If you don't do everything, do some of it, right? Let's keep yourself safe, your family safe, and keep those around you safe. We're going to get ready with a very exciting program today with yours truly, Shannon and myself, and we'll be right back with more Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shannon E. Jones. Don't you go nowhere, and do start sharing it right now with your Facebook friends. Well, here I am with old Shannon. I told you I was going to have old Shannon here with me today, and old Shannon is here.
Happy to be here.
Oh, man. That's good. That's good. Good.
You know, you're absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, man.
I'm looking at you got your Steelers cup, and you got your Steelers sweater on. You had on a black Kango before it, you know. It's ridiculous.
Did you want to go get my scarf?
No, I was going to bring my mask. I was going to bring my mask and my mug. I have a Falcons mask and mug. I left the mask. I threw the mug yesterday, and it broke. But that's all right. I brought something else. I brought my thinker, because that's just when your head is hurting. This is what I brought.
Let me rub it for you.
This head is just hurting. This is the way the Falcons have left us year after year. This is the Falcon fan. This is the Falcon. This need to be the new face. Just a man. He just bent over, or she bent over. Head just don't know what to do.
This Johnny, you hold your head like that a lot.
It's absolutely like that. So I had my Falcon, and I threw it. I said I was supposed to bring. What can I bring today? And I brought my headache. I just brought my headache, man. So I just sat it there. So you know.
But leave it there.
That quarterback, we got to clean house.
You know, let me.
Anybody want a job at the Falcons? Because we about to clean. We gonna get rid of.
You can't clean nobody.
We don't.
If you can't get rid of the owner, you can't clean nobody.
Janitorial staff got to go.
You can't. Okay? If you can't get rid of the owner, you can't clean
it's
nobody.
Ridiculous.
You need to get rid of the owner. He's making all the money off the taxpayers of Fulton County. Ain't paying no taxes.
All them
churches, and they can't even win a game. All the churches going making all the tax dollar money off of residents of Fulton County. Ain't paying no tax. Making all the money, and can't even get a winning team. That's a darn good shame.
Who y'all play yesterday?
Oh, we played the Jaguars. We played the Jaguars, but it's all good though. I know you want to talk about how great we are. But let me just talk about the Falcons.
You might as well play the Pigeons.
Let me just give you a little history again, young man that want to be an old man. The Falcons' first quarterback. You know the Falcons' first quarterback name was?
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah. His name was Randy Johnson. That's when you had Junior Coffey, Claude Humphrey, Tommy Knowles, right? Mm-hmm. That was the Falcons. Ooh, they coming in here like, ooh, we gonna have somebody here. Then Randy left, and they brought in a guy. You know who they brought in after Randy?
Who?
Steve Barkowski.
Steve
was the man. He was the man.
Alfred Jenkins. Billy White Shoes Johnson. I mean, call the roll.
Well, you know, if you want,
I know you ain't giving them no respect. But what's that?
It wasn't I wasn't giving no respect. You wouldn't give me time.
Oh, you was getting to it.
I was getting to it.
Okay,
that's right. You need to go back to doing this right. But anyway, the Falcons had some great. They had some great players. They had some great coaches. They really did. But they lacketh one thing.
Did you say they lacketh?
They lacketh one thing, not lacketh.
You done went
I didn't say lackey, I said lacketh.
King James, they lacketh one thing.
They lacketh one thing. They lacketh a
What they
desire.
lacking?
They lacketh a desire to want to win. They lacketh.
They lacketh a thing they behind. They lacketh.
Take that stuff back to Swanee. Just go
Well, that's
on
the
to
problem
Swanee.
when we left Swanee and moved out to what are they?
Flowery
branch. Well, they more flowery than branch.
That's why I told them to take it back to Swanee.
We need to get back to Swanee, back to the hood.
Yeah, but I'm just really. I'm worried. I'm speechless. I'm really speechless when it comes to the Falcons.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
And the Hawks have brought over Rondo. Yeah, they brought him over.
Yeah.
And of course, and Gordon from Houston.
Yeah.
So hopefully they will have.
But we ain't gonna talk about.
team.
We talking about football. We ain't gonna start talking about the Hawks and all that.
Well, I'm a Hawk man.
Okay,
I'm a Hawk man.
I didn't know.
No, I'm a Hawk man. Oh, no.
I didn't know if you want to stay in Pennsylvania.
No. I am a Hawk man.
Okay.
I'm truly a Hawk fan.
All right.
I love the Atlanta Hawks. I just think that the Atlanta, when they put together a good team, what they'll always do, they'll dismantle a good team and start talking about we're building again. And like Bud,
They don't want to pay that money.
they don't want, like Bud now, who has left, who was the coach, who had a good team that they dismantled.
Right.
Now is one of the winningest coach in Philadelphia right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it just really Atlanta people. Atlanta fans are true fans, and y'all are really true to being an Atlanta fan, but they truly let you down. Truly let you down. Truly let you down.
I can't argue.
I know that. I know you can't argue. But anyway, enough of sports. Shannon, there's some stuff going on around here, man. I mean, some serious stuff going on around here. The Bible says all liars will have their part in the lake of fire. Mm-hmm. Boy, it's gonna be some Republicans burning up.
They burning up now. They burning up when Biden get up there and announce his first Latino Homeland Security Secretary. Kamala is walking around talking. They burning up now. And the more they stay with Trump, the more they're burning. Did you see Rudy Giuliani? Did you see that?
Oh, I did.
They're burning up now. That's why he was so hot.
What about
That's why he was so
hot. What about the sister? What about the sister? A young lady, who was an attorney, who he fired, talking about Kim. Mm-hmm. I mean, he just firing folks. You're fired. Yeah. You're fired. Yeah. You're fired. You next. Yeah.
He's already fired.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's like the brother that he drive 10 miles to get to work. And they say, Lamar, we need to see you in office. And Lamar,
but that's after the shift is over.
Lamar drove. No, not at the beginning. They let him go at the beginning. So Lamar walk in there at the beginning, and they already have him packed up because they don't want a scene and securities. And then Lamar said, y'all knew y'all were gonna fire me yesterday. Why y'all make me get dressed, get up, drive all the way down here, and then get fired in here? So then Lamar goes crazy, start tearing up the office. Tearing up this, that's what Trump is doing right now. He tearing everything up, but he's fired. He's fired. Man. But he tearing up the White House. He gonna tear up Homeland Security. Probably gonna go tear up something over in Iran. He just disgruntled. That's why you wait. You fire him about 5 o'clock. You put some security on him. You walk him out. But they fired him. He's in disbelief, and he's just tearing everything up.
Yeah, man.
He's a disgruntled, fired employee.
Yeah, y'all fired that rascal. Y'all fired that rascal. Y'all
58 days to go.
Fired in 58
days.
And he got to pack it up and get out of the house.
Do you think he's gonna leave?
Well, you know what?
Do you think they're gonna have to literally walk him out?
Let me just scoot up to the mic so you can hear me. It ain't what I think. It's what I know. He got to go. However he go, he's got to go. He has been served an eviction notice, and he's got 58 days as of the day to get out of the White House. He's been served. Now, The judges.
Is the constable
The
going to be
judges. The judges. Now I want you to look and listen to this. The judges. Trump stacked the deck. He stacked the deck. He appointed more lower level federal judges than anybody else. And he just knew that he was going to get the support of the federal judges.
Not one out of 30 cases.
Not one out of 30 cases as he won. They're trying to tell you, Mr. Trump, you got to get out of our house. Yeah. That's our house, the taxpayers' house. You got to go out of our house. Okay?
But really, but do you think that he's going? I mean, because the boy is talking like he gonna run the clock out. Like at 11 o'clock, like he's not going to the inauguration. I mean, he's making it seem as though he's not going to be at Biden's inauguration.
Oh, we already know that. That's
so then there'll be no helicopter and all that. Yeah. So he gonna stay in the house?
That's beneath him. That's beneath him. He won't come to that.
But he's not coming to that because he actually believes. Wait, no, he don't believe it. But he's trying to get 71 million people to believe
that he's the president.
That something went wrong and they're cheating and stealing the country from him, and he's gonna stay there in solidarity with those 71 million people that want him to stay there. So then someone's going to have to move him out because at 12 o'clock, when the president puts his hand on, when the president is sworn in,
right,
the safest place in Washington, D.C. for the president of the United States and the safest place for him anywhere in the world is the White House. So they're going to have to take Biden to the White House and can't be the one president there when he does it.
Well, let me share this with you. Is that this is just my opinion. I am opining this. I'm not an attorney, but I am opining. This is my opinion. Trump will be gone because he will not even be around the White House the day that Biden is sworn in. He will be gone. He may be on the golf course playing golf as he is doing now. You know, playing in 18 holes, 9 holes.
Trying to come back and the gates are locked.
Oh well, he won't be back. He won't be back. There won't be no more back for Donald Trump. He will not be back. But why we
be back in 2024?
Yeah, 2024, 2028, 2030, 32.
I don't think he's
I don't think he's gonna be back at all.
32. I don't
think he's gonna make it back in no time. No time forever.
Trump, you had your opportunity.
And you blew it.
You blew it.
Woo! You blew it.
Ellis for loser.
You out of here. You out of here. You know, but I think what he's really doing, Shannon, is he's trying to help the Republican 2 senators in Georgia. I said, well, let me just say Georgia. In Georgia, the Peach State. He's trying to help them to win re-elections. So I think a lot of this vote counting is to see if they can pick up some additional votes in these counts. But don't look like that's working either. However, I want you to just think about this, you and the viewers of this great program. This is a great program, it's straight talk. And you may not agree with my opinion or my opining. Those of you who are viewing. And even Shannon may not, old Shannon. See, sometimes he's young Shannon, today he's old Shannon. But he is trying to do everything he can in the state of Georgia in particular to make sure that Mr. Perdue and Mrs. Loeffler wins those seats. He's doing everything he can. Now, negative campaigning is taking its course. And people see this and they believe this. But I got a question for you. You worked for Pastor Raphael Warnock. Is that correct?
I did.
And
Chief of Staff.
You was the Chief of Staff.
Executive Pastor.
Did you ever see not cruise ship, but oh man, the name escaped me. But
I never saw Fidel.
Fidel.
No.
Fidel. Thank you, Fidel. You never saw Fidel.
No. And it's a shame because I would have wanted some cigars.
But you never seen Fidel?
No, I never saw Fidel.
You never saw him at a rally with Fidel?
No. In fact, I didn't even see him at that rally with Fidel because he was assistant pastor at Abyssinian Church when Fidel went through Harlem to he wanted to do a tribute to the original trip that he made through Harlem when he went to the Teresa Motel, the Teresa Hotel in Harlem, and he went to the Apollo, and he went to the Harlem Hospital, and he went to Abyssinian Church and other churches. So he was recreating that tour when he was here as a guest of the United Nations for the UN General Assembly.
So the point that thing you see now. When
have you ever been an assistant pastor? You know, assistant pastor can't get water if the pastor don't tell him to.
I understand.
So he did not invite Fidel Castro to Harlem, to America, or to the Abyssinian Baptist Church. He was just an assistant pastor.
See what I'm saying? When I try to talk football like that, you cut me off. I'm giving out too much information. But that's all right. I'm gonna let you give your information.
Well,
but that's all right.
Nobody like to steal it.
Yeah. You may not, but I'm telling you.
But you have 71 Trump supporters.
No. It may be more like, you know, there's a nation, they call it.
But we love Michael Tomlin. No, we love Coach
Trump. I know you do, but it's still a nation. It's a nation. It's just not. But anyway, the point that I want to make is that I saw the commercials. Mm-hmm. And I never saw him in any of the footage. Mm-mm. Just a conversation that he was supportive of Fidel. And he invited Fidel to come. Mm-hmm. Now, but I never saw him. See, if I invite you to come to my house,
you're going to see me.
You're going to see me. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be up front, close, and in person because you coming to my house.
Right.
So that's a spin on the truth, and lies are being told.
Right. Well, tell them who they did see, because he wasn't there. So they saw Congressman Charlie Rangel,
right,
and Reverend Calvin Butts.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't even know that's not neither one of them. To your point, neither one of them were Raphael Warnock.
Neither one. Mm-hmm. Neither one. So the point that we're making here is that you have to watch the lies that's being told. Because there are lies that's being told. And because the lies are being told, we see stuff on TV, you hear what's being said, but you ain't really looking and seeing what they're really portraying. You do not see him there. You do not see him at all there. In any of those clips, you don't see him. Period. Okay? Now, the other thing that I want to express and to say, and let's talk about this next thing in terms of his sermon. You know, we both are preachers. Mm-hmm. You know, we both are preachers, and you know, we do use illustration in our message, and as a comparison of this and that. And I heard him say that God, military. But when I sometimes I say Peter, I meant really be saying Paul. Mm-hmm. We do that, right, as preachers. Mm-hmm. You know, we be saying Peter, talking about Peter, but then we be really talking about Paul. We may be saying Paul and really talking about Peter. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So hold on for a minute. Let me just James, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. All right, thank you. He's gonna call me. That's my yard man. Call me. He's gonna make sure that my yard go give me
yard. His money.
He want to make sure he cut my yard tomorrow. For
don't have James coming over here get his money.
No. He want to make sure that he can get his money.
James, I don't owe you no money.
Yeah. No, you owe him a heap of money. But getting back to my point is that as preachers, we do sometimes have fraudulent slips. Now, I don't know if it's a fraudulent slip or not, but I'm just saying is I know that we do have fraudulent slip because I heard him then come up and say you can't serve God and mammon. Mm-hmm. You know, I heard that too. Mm-hmm. It didn't say God and military, it said God and mammon. Mm-hmm. You can't serve two masters. You're going to serve God or you're going to serve money. Mm-hmm. And that's what we got going on now. People are serving money more so than God. Mm-hmm. They're more interested in money than they are serving God. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. You were on them. You were his executive assistant. Give me your spin on that.
I mean, it's exactly what you said. Look, when at Ebenezer Baptist Church, you know, you preach there. You can't preach at Ebenezer Baptist Church, or you don't preach. Let me say this: you can, but the proclivity to preach the way you can preach at this church or that church. Whenever you're at Ebenezer Baptist Church and you're preaching in that pulpit, you're always thinking about Martin Luther King Jr. Of course, you're a preacher of the gospel, so you preach the gospel. But the people that come there, you're careful to preach a message that stirs people.
Right.
But you don't want to be offensive.
Right.
But sometimes you have to be offensive to stir. I say all that to say that they're acting as though they can find a sermon where Warnock was preaching something that perhaps you would have heard one of our more militant ministers preach. Mm-hmm. And that's just not Raphael Warnock. So you're not going to hear those types of messages from him. You're never going to hear him preach a sermon, burn, baby, burn. You never go in, that's just, he didn't preach that, he didn't preach that. And when you have Jewish folks, you have Muslim people, you have international people from all over the world that are there every Sunday for each service. And you're very careful what you preach. So it's almost as though you are preaching a message, and you're preaching a message as to make sure that no one takes anything that you say out of context, because every day in your preaching, you're really cutting a commercial. You're really cutting a commercial. So he has to be extra careful when he preaches from that pulpit, like any other national pulpit, one of the cardinals in D.C. or cardinal, one of the cardinals in New York, Catholic cardinals. You have to be careful what you preach, because the media and all them are watching you. Well, they ain't necessarily watching me and you and we over there talking about this person gonna burn in hell and this, that, and the other. So it's I say all that to say that they're going to have to create something and contrive something, because it's just not going to be there. Raphael Warnock is not the type of radical that they would ever try to make him to be, and Donald Trump is far more radical than Warnock could ever dream of being.
Well, I would share this with you. I don't know him personally, mm-hmm. but I've not seen him do anything radical. I haven't seen him lead a radical movement or a radical march or radical thing that they say that he has done or doing. I haven't seen that.
And certainly nothing extreme.
Not that extreme. Yeah. I've not seen that. I mean, and I've been preaching 40 years.
He's not a Farrakhan or a Stokely Carmichael or even a Hosea Williams in the sense of that.
I am, but he's not. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm just being real. But he's not, and I would have known if he was, because he would have been in the same circle with me and other activists like that. But that's not. I've never seen him in any. I know they got him on video, showing him on video at a rally speaking of, but they didn't say what he was saying at the rally. Yeah. They just got a megaphone in front of his mouth, and they are giving the narrative of what he's saying. Right.
Now he speaks truth. He will speak truth to power. He's prophetic. Right. But his prophetic message never goes on the line where it becomes pathetic. Nobody walks out there saying, "I can't come back to Ebenezer anymore. I'm so offended at what he said." Right. That's not his preachment. So. Yeah, they're gonna have to make it up. If that's the only thing they have on him, they're gonna have to study his sermons, and they're trying to find something. But what do you think about the Jeremiah Wright piece?
I think this, and Jeremiah Wright is who Jeremiah is, and Jeremiah Wright speaks for himself, and he spoke for himself very clearly at that time. And when he said, "America be damned," he said that. America be damned, because he talked about how America was treating black folk. Exactly. And how Americans have been treating black folk even to this day. And that's what he was saying in the context of his message, was that America be damned, how we have been treated as human beings, how we've been demoralized, how we've been left out of the mainstream of the American dream, how we've been left out. And that's why that's what he was saying. And I believe when Warnock was saying what he said in terms of supporting the message, he was saying, I concur, that I believe that I know that we as black folks have been left out. Even though he has come through all right. He's come through the project and growing up in the project. Father preacher, father businessman, and mother out picking cotton, the things that he said. One of 11 kids, I believe.
One of 11. She picked tobacco.
Tobacco. One of 11 kids. And so I'm just saying is, you know, he's going from his own experience. Let's deal with our experience. The black experience and the Caucasian experience, or the Asian experience, or the Hispanic experience is totally different. It's totally different. We have to speak from our experience, and that's what Jeremiah Wright was talking about from his experience in terms of how black people have been treated in this country.
Exactly.
Don't forget about Black Wall Street. Exactly. Don't forget about those things where black people have built this country and how black people have been inventors of this and inventors of that, and yet not given credit for what they invented. I mean, you have to go back to record company, even record companies where we had black people who were singing, that was entertainers back in the 50s. That were cutting records, and they were putting white people pictures on the labels of black folks. Absolutely. I mean, so we have race records. We have been. I mean, we have to call a spade, and this is straight talk.
Yeah.
This is straight talk. We have to look at what really has happened and what is still happening to this day. And there are many of us who don't know our history, or want to be ashamed of our history, and want to forget our history, or never learn our history, who think we have arrived. But babe, I'm here to sit and tell you, as Ben Carson, have we arrived? As Amorosa, have we arrived? There are a lot of them you can call the road and ask them, have we arrived? And they'll tell you. Ask Ms. Rice, ask them, have we arrived? Have we arrived? We're still yet coming. We've not yet become, but we're still yet becoming. And that is a real truth.
I know you saw me texting. I wasn't.
No, I know you weren't texting.
You see this picture. Who was that in the bed?
That's Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Okay. Now, who was that over him? That's a
Doctor. Yeah.
Black man over him.
A black doctor.
You know who he is?
Who is he?
It's Jeremiah Wright.
Oh, Jeremiah Wright. And
okay. Can I read this?
Yeah, read it.
Because see, you rob people when they say that. You rob people of the story. You're exactly right. Jeremiah Wright was talking about everything that you talked about. Talking about children being beaten and killed, so that just to be intimidated. Talking about crosses burning in front of homes and folks hanging from trees just to be able to vote in America, just to be able to be counted. And so he said, not God bless America, but he said, unless we deal with this evil, 2 Chronicles, if my people will call our name, unless you deal with this evil, if you don't turn from your wicked ways, no, God ain't gonna bless it. He's gonna damn it. Okay? So this here, it says White House, Washington, let's see here, December 19th, 1966. All right, let me go here. Dear Hospital Corpsman, 3rd Class Wright, the President thanks you for your help at the time of his recent hospitalization. He was there for emergency heart surgery. He greatly appreciated your skill and competence in your field, which you added greatly to his comfort and speedy recovery for his operation. With warmest personal regard, sincerely, George G. Berkeley, Vice Admiral, United States Navy physician to the President of the United States of America, to Corpsman 3rd Class Jeremiah A. Wright, United States Naval Hospital, the Naval Medical Center, Bethesda, Maryland 20014. When they demonize, when they say that Raphael Warnock is against the military, his father fought for this country.
Yeah, he was a veteran.
Jeremiah Wright is this demon. Jeremiah Wright fought for this country. He gave his life for this country. He stood over his president and protected his president and served his president at the president's greatest time of need. This is the kind of deconstructionism that happens when privileged people try to deny everybody in America the place of privilege. And what this election is about, Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, we know what they did. While they were cutting these spots, They making millions and millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Off of the millions of people that support them and vote for them, and they're not doing anything to help them. They are a billionaire class, and they serve billionaires. John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, Stacey Abrams, people like that. They're coming up from the bottom. Warnock had 11. He took me to the place where he lived in Savannah, Georgia, in Caton Homes Projects. He said 11 of us lived in there. It might as well have been, they could have took that house, that apartment, and put it in the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, and it would have been like all of those clowns coming out of a clown car. I said, how did all of you live in there? He said, as family. As family. I was like, but how did you? He said, we were family. So you made it, and you made it work. And so that's where he comes from. And his mother, his father, both preachers. They preach the gospel, love people. He was raised to do the same thing. He is now in Martin Luther King's church. He wouldn't have gotten there if the Lord had not blessed him to be there, and he wouldn't still been there had he not been there in the vein of what he was supposed to do. So, folks can look at it all they want, but you started this to ask me, did I see him do this or do that? No, the Raphael Warnock that they're talking about on TV is not the one I know, not the one Raphael Warnock knows, and it's certainly not the Raphael Warnock that they know.
Well, that old adage, a lie don't care who tell it.
Yeah.
And people will believe a lie before they believe the truth.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen of Pastor Warnock, as I said, personally, I don't know him. Mm-hmm. But what I've seen from afar, I've not seen him be radical. I haven't seen what they say. He's a radical. He's an extremist. He's a this, he's a that. I have not seen that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, to the contrary, I've not seen him do any of that. Any of that. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen him leading one march. I haven't seen him leading one demonstration. I haven't seen him calling any group together to do anything that was irrational. I haven't seen it. Mm-hmm. And if it's true, I want to know what the truth is, because I'm in the midst of this. And people who know me know that I have led demonstrations, I've been in demonstrations, and will speak on issues that are not just and not fair, because I believe in justice.
Right.
I believe in justice, but I've not seen him do anything.
He's not who they say.
No,
he's not that guy. I went to jail with him for standing up for Medicaid expansion, and that's what his message is.
Right.
That's what he's talking about.
Right.
We did go to jail for that. And you know what I mean?
Oh, you had a mixed meat sandwich too?
Yeah, oh my God, I didn't eat that sandwich or the cookie. But I'm gonna tell you something. Don't ever go to jail doing shift change. You got to plan when you go to jail.
Well, you can't always plan.
We were there all night long, Lord God. But to that point, he went to jail standing up for what he's talking about right now, not for what the hell they're trying to tell us that he is doing. Not for any of that.
And that's what I'm saying. His message is clear. His message is not about trying to really disprove that he's not American, that he doesn't love America. I mean, his message is about what he wants to do for Americans. And that's really what this is all about. He and Ossoff, they're talking about what they want to do for America, not about what they're talking about. Well, they're going to do this and they're going to do this and they're going to do this. But that's just race baiting again, and that is just fear, putting fear in people again, that Mr. Trump tried to do that didn't work. That's why he got to leave in 58 days. 58 days. It didn't work. The Democrats take over, they're going to create another state, they're going to do this and that. I haven't heard anything come out of one of my mouth say that. I haven't heard that come out of Ossoff's mouth to say that. I haven't heard them talking about doing any of those. I haven't heard them talking about defunding the police. I haven't heard any of that. All of that is what they saying that they going to do. But they ain't saying that what they going to do. That's what you saying they going to do. Based on what you want people to believe, that's what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Look at the person Don't listen to the message that people are telling you about people.
That's right.
Look at the person.
That's right.
Let's make sure. Let's make darn sure that as this election is taking place, make sure and then very sure that you get to the polls. And Shannon, let's give them those dates. Let me just give them those dates for early voting.
Well,
yeah.
11/5. No, we're already past that. You could have
Right.
already ordered your absentee ballot.
Right.
That's December 7th is going to be the deadline for. December 7th is the deadline for voter registration. The early vote, I believe, begins on the 14th of December, and of course, election day is December 1st. Because we jump over that, there's a December 1st special election in the 5th district that is to fulfill the term of John Lewis, and there are two running in that. There's Dr. Robert Michael Franklin and Kwanzaa Hall are in a runoff against one another. And then on January the 5th is election day. Don't wait to election day to go vote. You can do absentee voting, and you see how strong that was in terms of getting Biden-Harris elected. And it was strong for Trump too. I mean, he had quite a bit of those as well. So, vote absentee, vote early. You don't want to wait till election day to vote, but if you do, just vote. But right now, you should be asking everybody if they're registered to vote and making sure that we get everybody registered before December the 7th.
And there are organizations out here that are organizing and registering people to vote, and young people that will be 18 by January the 5th, they can register to vote too. Now, so let's get everybody to register to vote. Let's get them to the polls to vote. And let's vote down ballot. Don't just stop at
everything.
Let's vote down ballot. So that's what we mess up. We just go and vote for one or two people, and then we gone. But every election is important. Every seat is important. So let's make sure that we're voting, because we got local races coming up next year.
Right.
Next year, you're coming right out of this race, right into the local races in your city, in the
state senate race.
State senate races. We got all of them. We got all these races coming next year. So we need you, brothers and sisters, to make sure that you register to vote and that you do vote, because if you don't vote, that means you don't matter to yourself. Don't make excuses talking about they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to do what you let them do, because if you don't vote, you letting them do what they want to do.
And you know, Bishop, it's everybody was happy that Biden-Harris was elected. Well, not everybody, but in our circles.
Right.
But all that is like if you're on the computer and you throw something in the recycle bin, it's still there. The job is not finished until you empty the trash on the recycle bin and get rid of it on your computer. So what you have done is we put Trumpism in a recycle bin, but we got to empty the trash. We got to get it out of here. So electing Ossoff, electing Raphael Warnock gets rid of the Loeffler Trumpism, gets rid of the Perdue Trumpism, and gets them completely out of the way and empowers Biden and Harris to do with what they have to do. Really, people say for 4 years. No, for 2 years, because the midterms are coming up in 2 years again, and this Trumpism is going to try to rear its ugly head again. The Republicans are going to be in a fight for their party, for sure. Are they going to be Republicans or are they going to be Trumps? That's their fight.
Yeah.
That's the fight that they're going to have, and they're going to answer that in 2 years.
Well, and let's not forget the Public Service Commissioner seat. But that's important. You crying about your electric bill, your power bill, your gas bill, your phone bill. They regulate that. So that's on the ballot too. You got a special election in that race, so you make sure that you vote. If you're concerned about your power bill, any of your utility bills, you need to make sure that you're voting in that race also too. Well, Shannon, I thank you for just having this straight talk, political talk today, and sharing and giving information and enlightening people. And for those people that want to be tested for COVID, we'll be testing at Liberty International Church on the 1st of December, as well as registering people to vote. here at 1362 Metropolitan Parkway in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. All right? You know, and we got the mayor's race coming up next year in Atlanta. The mayor's race in Atlanta is coming up. The mayor's race in East Point is coming up. The mayor's race in some of your local cities around here, they're coming up. Council seats are coming up. Those seats are important. Local politics is very important. We think about national politics, but we need to focus on who are our local politicians, who are state senators and state representatives. Because next year, we need to start moving toward that $15 an hour minimum wage.
Shout out to Beverly Burke, the first African-American female mayor of the city of Clarkston, Georgia. Beverly Burke.
Beverly Burke, hey man.
132 years. I said to her, she said, the first one in 132 years. I said, well, does that mean it was one 132 years? She said, no, I'm the first.
She's the first one.
The first.
This city is 132 years. Well, you got to realize that Clarkston, the city of Clarkston is close to Stone Mountain. That was Ku Klux Klan headquarters.
Yeah.
You know, I went to DeKalb College. I know for a fact because DeKalb Central Campus.
You was in class with some of the Klan?
No. I was working with. Let me tell you something. I was working. And this is a true story. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a true story. I was at DeKalb College, going to DeKalb College. And Dick Hand was the police chief at that time. Mm-hmm. And you know, you do their work study program, right? So the work study program that I was in, and I was working in security with the DeKalb County police officers who were maintaining security for the school. Mm-hmm. Oh man. And I was in there with them, and there was some racist people in that. They were racist. And I just told the people I had to get out of there. I couldn't work with them. So, I was, you know, I've always been who I am. So we wanted to have at Black Kids, we wanted to have a week-long Black History celebration. They would only give us one day, and we wanted to have a whole week. And so I said, hey, y'all, we're gonna get us a whole week. And they was like, wow, you can't get no whole week. We paying student fees. We ought to be able to get a whole week. Myself, a guy named Rainey, and Robert Nolan, we went to the dean's office. And I was well known at school because I ran for city, for student council, senator, and they stole that from me because they didn't want me to have it. So they
stole your election.
They stole my election. I ain't gonna be like that. So I let it go. Because I was about helping the people, so I kept on.
They must have heard some of your sermons.
Oh man, I tell you. But anyway,
what the sermons you had?
I had some. Please, I just have people around the quadrille. They just come in. I be talking to 4 or 5 people. Been an organizer for a long time. But anyway, so we go into the dean's office, right? So we walk into the dean's office, and we walk into the dean's office. The dean's secretary said, "What do you want, Greg Fann?" I said, "We want to see the dean." She said, "The dean is not here." I said, "He's sitting right there. I can see him right there." She said, "No, the dean is not in. You can't go in." I bust in, Robert and Rainer, they stood at the door, right? I bust in and stood up on the dean's desk. I said, we want a week, and we can't get a week. We paying these students, we won't get a week. They call security. So they called security. Security came, and I had worked with them, I told you, right? And so when they came, I came out. He told me, he took me around the beach. He said, "I'll blow your brains out, you little Hosea Williams roster." You ain't what he said. And I said, "Get your shooting. They get your shooting. You just get on out of here." but you know, I've always been that kind of person that stood up for social justice and what was right. And Clarkston, and I didn't know it at that time because you know that was Clarkston Stone Mountain with a seat of the Ku Klux Klan. And for this young lady to be the first African American mayor, and then that community now is so diverse, multicultural, and for her to win, hats off to you, baby. Hats off to you, and we pray that you know the work that you do, you will continue to do it for the people and not for self-aggrandizement. Because too many of us get elected and get in there, and it's about self-aggrandizement, and we forget about our purpose for being there. So, as we get ready to leave you today, right here on Straight Talk, we're going to come back in just a minute after this commercial message. And Shannon's going to come back and he's going to throw some folks where? In the what? Trash can!
We're going to pack them up.
Oh, you gonna pack him up today?
We packing him up.
Oh, he gonna pack him up. He said he ain't gonna throw nobody in the trash can. He's going to pack up number 45 until number 45. You gotta go.
Got to go. 46 minus 1.
Aaron Lackey, pastor of Temple of Prayer Family Worship Cathedral, Fairburn, Georgia. Every week I listen to Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Pastor Shannon E. Jones. Yes, that's straight talk. Why don't you join?
Well, here we are again. You see where we are. We're at the White House. Yes, we're at the White House. I can hear George Clinton say, paint the White House black, Jack. Anyway, we're at the White House and we are packing up the Trump administration. Normally I throw out the trash, but it's kind of the same thing. Here we are at the White House. Oh my goodness, and it is time, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I want you to come join me at the White House because we got a lot of stuff to pack up, if you understand what I'm saying. And I just want to know what you're willing to pack. Like, what was it that the Trump administration or Trump did that you specifically want to grab and pack up and put it on the trash truck, on the moving truck that's going. So I brought a box here today. As you can see, my box. Here's my box. I brought one of the boxes with me. But now I'm noticing I wanted to pack up Trump's lies. And this box wasn't big enough. But if anybody knows about moving, you don't want to put stuff in a box that's too big because it's not, so what I did was I went out and I ordered enough boxes to do this. So I'm gonna pack up some of his lies, not all of them. So I got about 5,000 of these boxes that are coming, and I'm gonna pack up about 5,000 of the lies that he told, I think, this month. But you still got other years of, because they looked at it and they said that they found over 27,000 lies that this president told that they were able to show and fact check for his administration, because he's going out as the lionest president in the history of the United States of America. So I want to know what you're going to pack up. It might be his foreign policy that you're going to pack up. It might be the things that he said about that he's been the best president that black people have ever known. Not LBJ. Not Abraham Lincoln. He said since Abraham Lincoln, but he's forgetting some others that did some crucial work for us. So I want to know what you are going to pack up. And this is how you do it. This is how you virtually meet me at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I want you to go to Straight Talk at 1362. Straight Talk 1362, not at, but Straight Talk 1362 at gmail.com. And what you do is you just tell me what Trump has done that you specifically want to pack up. Tell me how you're going to pack it up. Tell me how many boxes you're going to use, if you're going to put individual paper over everything that he did with it. Tell me what you're packing up, and then we're going to talk about it on next week's show, okay? We're going to talk about it on the next week's show, all right? So I want you, please, sir, please, ma'am, meet me at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Bring your boxes with you because we're taking out the trash or moving 45 out of the White House. It's all the same thing. Meet me at Straight Talk 1362 at gmail.com.
Thank you so very much for joining us today right here on Straight Talk with Shannon Jones and myself. That's Shannon E. Jones. Oh, Shannon. Hey, listen, we want to wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving. Remember, COVID-19 is out there. Remember that loving your family, you can love them from wherever you are. You can FaceTime, you can Zoom them. You can do a lot of ways to get to be with your families. Maybe not in person, but you still can be there. Be with family and to show love to your family members. And as always, you can email us at at gmail 1362 gmail.com if you'd like to be a guest, or you can call 443080795. That's 443080795. And don't forget to vote. The election, the special election date is January the 5th. I'm telling you, January 5th. We're already giving you the date to get your absentee ballots in. We're already giving you the date for early voting. But that date of the election is January 5th for special election. And don't forget to vote down ballot. You have a happy one, a safe one. Enjoy your family for Thanksgiving. And we'll see you next Tuesday right here on Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shannon E. Jones. Inviting you to join my co-host and I, Pastor Shannon E. Jones, each Tuesday right here on Straight Talk from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. And if you'd like to call in and join the discussion, you can call 470-251-0349. That's 470-251-0349. And if you'd like to be a guest on the program, we'd love to have you. You can email us at straighttalk1362@gmail.com. That's straighttalk1362@gmail.com. It's Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Pastor Shannon E. Jones.
Invite your Facebook and social media friends to check us out on Straight Talk with Greg Fann.